I craved him in ways I wasn't supposed to. Not in silence. Not in secret. I wanted him out loud with shaking hands and parted lips. He was my mother's man. But the way he looked at me? It wasn't fatherly. It was hungry. And the first time his fingers grazed mine, my whole body whispered his name before my mouth ever dared to. His name was Jason. 35. Strong jaw. Deep voice. Hands like heat. He moved through our house like he owned time itself, slow, calm, sure. He was everything I thought I didn't need. But the moment he looked at me like I was more than Lucia's daughter, I started losing pieces of myself. It wasn't a game. It wasn't about revenge. It was desire, growing between us like a fire too big to hide anymore. Hello everyone. Welcome to Midnight Confessions, where we bring you undiluted soul-bounding stories. If this is your first time of coming across, please hit on the notification or follow button. We appreciate your support, for it keeps us strong in creating more stories. To my returning subscribers, thank you for stopping by. I remember the first moment I really noticed it. He was in the kitchen, shirtless, towel draped over his shoulder. The sun hit him just right, tracing every curve of his body. I stood at the doorway, pretending to look for cereal, but I was watching him. And he was watching me. "Morning," he said, his voice still heavy with sleep. "Morning," I whispered, swallowing the lump in my throat. His eyes drifted lower, to my tank top, my bare legs. His gaze lingered too long. Then he turned away, clearing his throat. That night, I couldn't sleep. I thought about his voice. His mouth. His hands. The next day, I wore the tiniest dress I owned. Red. Tight. No bra. He didn't say a word when I walked past, but his eyes? They burned into my skin. The line between us thinned every day. I tested him. He resisted. Until he didn't. One night, Mom left for a conference in Arizona. She kissed Jason goodbye, then kissed me on the forehead and told us to take care of each other. She had no idea how literal that would become. That night, I waited until Jason was alone in the den, a glass of whiskey in his hand and soft jazz playing in the background. I came down in my silk robe, black dot loose, no panties. His eyes widened. He tried to look away. He didn't. I walked to him slowly. My heart pounding in my chest, hands trembling at my sides. "Do you ever think about me?" I asked, standing close enough to feel his breath. "Rita," he warned, standing up. "You're playing a dangerous game." "I'm not playing," I whispered. And then I did it. I placed his hand on my waist. He didn't pull away. His fingers gripped tighter. His other hand rose to my face, thumb brushing my lip. "I tried," he muttered, voice raw. "I tried not to want you." "But you do," I breathed. He kissed me like he'd been starving. We didn't make it to the bedroom. We made love right there on the couch, slow, deep, every breath a confession. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't dirty. It felt like coming home. I woke up in his arms, head on his chest, his hand tangled in my hair. For a moment, it was perfect. Until the next morning. We did it again. And this time in my mother's bed. And that's when she came home early. Lucia opened the door. And the look in her eyes? It will haunt me forever. I sat on the edge of the motel bed, still wrapped in the same sheet I pulled over myself when my mother found us. My skin still carried Jason's touch. But my heart was burning from my mother's stare. Jason came out of the shower, towel around his waist, hair damp. He looked at me like I was breakable, like if he touched me now, I'd fall to pieces. And maybe I would. "You okay?" he asked gently. I laughed. It wasn't pretty. "I just destroyed my mother, Jason. I ruined her." He kneeled in front of me. We crossed a line. But we didn't fake this. We didn't lie about what we felt. That has to mean something. "It does," I whispered. "But is it enough?" Jason didn't answer. The silence between us was louder than any words could be. The next morning, I stood in front of my mom's house, the place I grew up, the place I wrecked. I wanted to see her. Apologize. Crawl back inside the home I shattered. But I couldn't knock. I didn't know what I'd say. How do you look your mother in the eye after you've taken her man and made love to him in her bed? So I wrote a letter. Folded it in half. Slipped it under the door. "Mom. You have every right to hate me. I hate myself too. I didn't plan this. I didn't wake up wanting to betray you. But it happened, and now I have to live with it. I just hope that one day, you will find a way to forgive me even if it's from a distance. I love you and I always will. Rita." Jason drove us to a small town 2 hours away. He said he needed time to think. So did I. We rented a place small, clean, quiet. We didn't speak much the first few days. Just touched. Held each other at night like we were afraid the world might rip us apart while we slept. One night, I rolled over and asked, "Do you miss her?" Jason stared at the ceiling. "Every day." It hurt to hear. But I respected the truth. "Do you miss me?" I asked softly. He turned, looked at me. "I don't have to miss you. You're here. You chose me." I nodded, but the ache didn't go away. Because part of me still wondered if I was his consolation prize, or his punishment. 2 weeks passed. Then one night, my phone rang. "Mom." I froze. "Answer it," Jason said. I did. Her voice was tired. Raw. "I don't forgive you," she said. "Not yet." "I know," I whispered. "But you're still my daughter," she said, her voice cracking. "And that doesn't just disappear." I covered my mouth, sobbing. "I need time," she said. "But I don't want to lose you forever." "I'm so sorry, Mom," I cried. "I never wanted to hurt you. I fell." Her silence said everything. Then she added, "Just, don't expect me to welcome him. Not now. Maybe not ever." "I understand. Be safe," she said. And she hung up. I sat in the dark, heart heavy and full all at once. I had lost something I could never fully get back. But I still had a chance to find something new, even if it came from the ruins of what I destroyed. And right then, Jason wrapped his arms around me from behind, whispering against my neck. "We'll make this right. Even if the world doesn't understand us." It's strange, waking up next to someone you love. And feeling both full and empty at the same time. Jason was still asleep beside me, his hand loosely draped across my waist. I watched his chest rise and fall, his face calm. Peaceful. But inside me, everything was chaos. Loving him had cost me everything. My home. My mother's trust. And the version of myself I once believed was good. Sometimes, love doesn't break you all at once. It chips away slowly, painfully until one day you look in the mirror and barely recognize the girl staring back. That morning, I got out of bed quietly, wrapped myself in his old flannel shirt, and stepped outside into the cold air. The motel courtyard was still. Quiet. Like it was waiting for something to happen. Just like me. 3 weeks. That's how long it had been since we left Mom's house. 3 weeks since she found us tangled in her sheets. 3 weeks of silence, shame, and secrets. But that day, my phone buzzed. A new message. Mom, therapist said we should talk. Not about him. Just us. I stared at the screen. My fingers trembled. Jason came out a minute later, holding 2 mugs of coffee. He handed me one and kissed the top of my head. What is it? He asked gently. My mom wants to see me, I said. He didn't flinch. He just nodded. I'll wait here, he said. This is yours. The drive to Mom's was the longest of my life. She didn't hug me. She didn't smile. But she opened the door. That was something. We sat at the kitchen table, the same place we used to bake cookies, laugh, cry. Now, it felt like a courtroom. She folded her arms. I've been through every emotion. Fury, disgust, heartbreak, and now I'm just tired. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, I whispered. She looked at me, eyes tired. Maybe not. But you're still my daughter. And I can't hate you forever. Tears rolled down my cheeks. I want us back, I said. Even if it takes years. It might, she said. But we can try. I nodded, swallowing the guilt. Then she added, I'll never accept you too. I hope you know that. I do. Then you're choosing him over me. That made my heart split. I'm choosing me, I said. And right now, he's part of that. That night, I lay in Jason's arms again. But it felt different now. Not forbidden. Not stolen. Just complicated. He brushed my cheek and asked, would you do it all over again? I paused. Yes, I whispered. But maybe not in the way we did it. He smiled sadly. I wish I'd met you first. So do I. We kissed slow, deep, full of everything we couldn't put into words. 6 months later, Mom and I still aren't what we used to be. But we talk. We share recipes. We send texts. She asks how I'm doing, but never about Jason. That part is off limits. Sometimes love means choosing the harder path. Sometimes it means walking away. But for us, it meant facing the truth even if it tore everything apart. Do I regret it? No. Because love doesn't always look like the movies. Sometimes, it's messy. It's raw. It's painful. But it's real. And I'd rather live a truth that hurts, than a lie that makes everyone comfortable. What would you have done if you were in my shoes? Let me know in the comments. Because I read every comment and your voice matters here. Was it love, or just lust? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more real-life stories.